Rush, in your first night at 9 o'clock Eastern Time last night, you crushed Maddow. Just absolutely wiped her off the face of the earth in the ratings.
Listen, it's not quite O'Reilly numbers. You weren't the king of cable all those years.
Now.
You know, I said...
Here's why.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's why that happened. Because most Americans, I picked the number at 65%, know this whole NFL thing is bogus. It's garbage. And why it's garbage is because this is generated not by... Colin Kaepernick, who I believe is a sincere man, by the way. I believe he feels that his country is not worthy. That's what he believes. But this thing is a Trump thing now. It's morphed into an anti-Trump protest. But 65% of Americans, as you just said, love their country, love their flag, love their anthem. They're not going to handle insulting the anthem and the flag very well. So that's what's happening. The folks knew last night on TV that you would put it in that perspective, whereas MSNBC and CNN would take the opposite tack and say, oh no, the dissenters are right, and you guys who really believe your country's noble, you are wrong. That's why this is happening.
Tell me about your comments. I liked your comments over Roger Goodell, who I think has lost total control over this, and I don't think he recovers.
You know what? I know him, and he's married to a former colleague of ours who I like very much, but they're being hypocritical. They have told the New York teams time and again, you cannot put anything on your uniform that signifies support for 9/11 families. You can't do it, okay? Well, all right, if that's your rule, then why are you allowing a political dissent on the field during the game?
Bill,
so that made my blood boil.
It made my... Listen, there was one player that wanted to honor his mother suffering from breast cancer with pink on his uniform. Then you have the case, you remember the 5 cops that were slaughtered in Dallas last year. Well, the Dallas Cowboys respectfully wanted to honor the police officers that were slain in the line of duty, and they were prohibited from doing it. And so, you know, either you're going to allow political statements to be made, or you're not going to, and you can't arbitrarily, you know...
Very simple. Very simple.
It's so simple, but I'm not giving up on this. I'm not giving up because, you know something, Bill?
No, look, the NFL's going to cave. They're going to cave, I predict, right here on the John Hannity program. They're going to cave because they're not on the right side of the argument. Quality of dissent. Kaepernick and the others think America is a bad country. They think it actively keeps blacks and other minorities down. That's what they believe. What is that based on? What? Can you point to a general law that does that? Can you point to anything in the Constitution that does that? No. It's individual. This happened in Ferguson war. This happened in death. Come on. If you're going to dissent and you're going to insult the flag, you've got to know something. I submit to you, here in England, about the Revolutionary War, I could give a quiz to the NFL players, and they'd all flunk. Maybe 10%. Maybe 10% was
By the way, you know how many man on the street interviews I'd send people out, and we'd ask people who the vice president of the country is, and 9 out of 10 don't know. I mean, it's funny, it's entertaining, but it's insane.
We designed Waters World to just show everybody.
I know.
But I'm not being.
By the way, can I just say something?
Talking down to the NFL.
No, can I just say something? This is pretty funny. I mean, all this time, and you said, I don't know if I want to get back in the swamp, Hannity. I don't know if I want to get back in the sewer of cable news. You're sitting on the beach, and you're dying to get back, because I can hear the passion in your voice.
I'm yelling on the beach. I'm scaring the beachgoers. I'm fighting.
You're scaring the fish, for God's sakes.
But look, this is look. That's why you did so well last night in the ratings, because people want rational voices, all right? And the voices of the far left are destroying the country. I think we're going to get into that tonight on television, all right? They're destroying it. And there are very few rational voices left to be heard. So when something like this comes along, it's not about Trump. Trump injected himself into it, yes. But it's about whether you believe the USA is noble or not. And if you don't, I want you to back that up. But they can't.
Look, we're all imperfect people. I'm not the greatest Christian in the world, but I believe with all my heart, mind, and soul. We've all sinned, Bill. We've all fallen short. You know, Barry Farber was one of the great founders of talk radio, said there's never been a country like the United States of America that accumulated more power and abused it less, and accumulated more power to advance the human condition than this country. You know, there's a great column earlier today that was out, 600, and Kobach wrote it, the Attorney General, I forget, where is he from? I forget. And he actually pointed out, Kansas. Right, so more than 650,000 plus Americans have given their lives in defense of this country, our Constitution, our freedom, and our liberty. By the way, I want to stop you right there, because I'm not letting you talk any more about issues, because we're going to do this tonight. I do want to talk to you about something else. And I want you to bring all that passion on TV tonight, which I know you will. And I agree with you. You know, I am being threatened today again. My show is being threatened by these liberal fascists that monitor everything that we do, conservatives, and talk radio and television, and they pay people to sit in their basements in their underwear and take notes and monitor every word and record every word. You realize I'm being threatened with another boycott effort just because I am allowing you to talk as an American citizen.
Right, and this is Media Matters. They are the most dangerous organization in America. They are totalitarians, liars across the board. But they'll lose because, again, people want rational thought. And they don't
want... Bill, in all fairness, they don't always lose. They went after Dr. Lauren. They've gone after you. But they've gone after Rush and Beck and me and everybody, and Don Imus and Jeffrey Ward, for crying out loud.
The tide is turning, I really do. I think the tide is turning, and people are going to understand the danger of these people threatening, and that's the word, threatening speech. They're threatening speech.
No, they're trying to silence opposition voices, Bill, and voices they don't like. The most amazing thing, and I don't want to interrupt you, the most amazing thing is that it's the conservatives that are tolerant, not the left.
You don't have an organized cabal on the right trying to shut down free speech. Sometimes they get nasty on the right, sometimes they attack. But they're not going to sponsors saying, if you don't pull out, we're going to organize a boycott and demonstrate in front of your building. That's anti-American. That's what's happening. You know, look, this is exactly what happened back in 1774 when the King of England basically told everybody here in America, all right, if you say one word against the crown, we're going to put you in prison, okay? This is exactly the same thing. And we fought and died for 8 years in the Revolutionary War, okay, to get that out of here. And now these far-left cranks, these haters, have brought it back, and it's being accepted by some in the mainstream media. Think about how dangerous this is. So I'm as passionate as you are because I got caught up in this thing. You were gutsy enough to hit it straight on and beat it back, but they're not going away anytime soon.
You know what's so sad about all of this and where we are? My heart broke when the Jaguars were playing the Ravens in London, and they stood for God Save the Queen, Bill,
right?
Not for the national anthem.
And you know what? And here's what makes it worse. When I went over to Afghanistan in 2007 and Iraq in 2006. The military people over there who were fighting every day, one of their few relaxations is watching NFL games. You can imagine over there today what they're thinking, watching what's happening here. Why are we in Afghanistan? Why? We're there so that the poor people there can have some kind of freedom and some kind of life, in addition to not allowing a sanctuary for terrorists to attack us. We're good guys in Afghanistan. Okay? And these people are kneeling in London, so all of these idiots who don't know anything about the USA can say, you see, told you it's a bad country. I mean, they are so misguided. I wish I could go to every NFL locker room and give out Killing England to every single player. They can read this, learn something.
You know what he said the last time?
My God.
Well, it's frustrating. Listen, we're fighting for the soul. We're fighting for the soul of the country. We really are. The culture battles are now front and center.
More than that, though. We're fighting against corruption.
Oh, of course.
Corruption
goes with it.
You know, you have a mainstream media, the major newspapers, and 2 out of the 3 cable networks, and all the broadcast networks, who basically say, hey, Media Matters, go ahead. Smear everybody you want. We're not going to investigate you. We're not going to tell the folks what you're doing. That's corruption. Now, what's happening on the right, they nail the conservatives to the cross. I mean, it's just crazy what's happening in America today.
Not one liberal host on any of those liberal networks, the real champions of freedom of speech, stood up for any conservative that was being boycotted or that are attempting to silence their voices.
Nobody, and they won't even, listen, when I came out and said one of those women was arrested in Detroit for filing a false police report,
they didn't report it.
Even printed.
All right, we'll take a break. A fired-up Bill O'Reilly is with us. His book is out. It's called Killing England, The Brutal Struggle for American Independence. And don't forget, he will be joining us, his first appearance since leaving the Fox News Channel, tonight, 10 Eastern. And we hope you'll tonight, 9 Eastern. We hope you'll set your DVR and join us tonight on the Fox News Channel. You don't want to miss it.